Greetings, people! Welcome to Rise of Flight, World War I flight simulator. And I am Bouter, and I'm a dwarf, and I'm currently trying to learn English and try to speak it fluently without tripping over my own sentences every 5 seconds. And a good way to do it is doing Let's Plays on YouTube, I heard. So I will keep trying that. Okay, so this is Rise of Flight. It's a very good simulator, currently the best one as far as I know, when it comes to World War I flying sims. And I will play Ironman mode, as in when I die I stay dead. And I will do so with PVCG, the Pat Williams campaign generator. Pat Wilson, not Williams. Pat Wilson's campaign generator. And it's a version 16 test 2. And I hesitated to doing that with this generator because sometimes the AI is getting stupid. But with test 2 version 16 and test 2 it got a bit better. So I'm more confident in what's going on. Also, I'm not very good at the game. I played hours and hours of it, but that's not saying anything. Also, I have very bad frame rate sometimes, so sometimes I need to slow down the game, which will look better in the YouTube Let's Play and will make it easier for me to play it. As you can see, I started already some campaigns and I have a very good French going on. Those two are in the northern regions, and we are playing as Franz von Stolpen. Because I thought, well, I'm from Germany, Saxony, so I should play a Saxon guy, and Stolpen is a very known castle. Alright, so here we are in our Jasta. We are in Jasta 11. Jasta is Jagdstaffel, it's the hunting group. Fighter pilots are in German hunters, not fighters. That's why they're called Jägers, or Jagdstaffels. Alright, so let's see what we have here. Of course, Commander Manfred von Richthofen, better known as the Red Baron. You probably heard of him from various different games and from stories. He currently has 18 victories, so he has like 40 more to go. Oberleutnant Vincent Rohrmann. Okay, I have to think now. Was he a real guy or is he made up by the game? Because some of the stuff is randomly generated. And I think Roman... I'm looking it up in the wiki right now. Though he's not real. Okay, Vincent Roman not real. Detlef Brecht? Oh, there are some Brechts. But Detlef isn't one of them. Dirk Stockert? Nope. Karl Schäfer? No, not as far as I remember. Kurt Wolf? Yeah, Kurt Wolf was an ace, as far as I can remember. Okay, let's open the wiki. Kurt Wolf. Yeah, okay, he had some kills. He had around 30 kills. But he got shot. Tragic, tragic. And the next guy, Karl Almröder. Yeah, he was also an ace. He's a real guy. Okay, I think I can click the pictures. Yes, I can. Let's see in the... Okay, he has no victories yet. But he has an Iron Cross second class for some reason. Mr. Wolf, what does he has? No victories. And no medal yet. He will get one of the highest medals available in that time period. But as far as I can see, he hasn't achieved it yet. Rainer Kunststab is not real, Sepp Kremer is not real, and Franz von Stolpen, that's of course our guy. This handsome looking fella. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. Yeah, we have a pilot badge of Prussia. For some reason, I think I selected Prussia as the starting region or the point of origin of my player. It's because I'm live in Berlin, which is of course has many historical relevancy when it comes to Prussia. Yeah. Okay, so far as I can see, our whole team has only 5, 7 25 kills so far, so not that cool, but some guys are already very experienced. I will play in a way where it's a bit more realistic. I won't go behind every guy I can find, because I want that my team is surviving. When my team is surviving, they will get stronger, better, faster, and which will make the game much easier and much more enjoyable. At least that's what I hope. Okay, let's see. These are pilots. Let's see what the top aces of currently are. Oswald Birke, which is currently dead, I guess. Killed in action. Yeah, Oswald Birke is out. Yeah. Order pour le mérite. That's highest orden, not order, orden, which means the same as a medal. Just the highest medal you could get at a time. We had Albert Ball, non-British fighter, distinguished service order. Yes, and he should be also dead. No, he's on leave. Alright. Georges Gignac, or whatever you call it. French isn't really my kind of language. I never learned French, not even in school. Alright. He's gone. Okay, I know these three. I know the next one, Nungezer, of course, also French. As you can see with this nice hat. And somewhat more medals on his chest than what he actually got in this campaign, it looks like. Alfred Tordeau, also French. I don't know them. Kurt Windgens, yeah, I know about him. He's also killed in action. Victory is 19. Okay, from here on I think we can beat them. Like, I guess we can survive as long as to get 19 victories. Manfred von Richthofen, of course. René Dormé. Alright. Max Immelmann, very known for various flying maneuvers. And Wilhelm Frankl, which is Austrian, if I remember correct. He is still active. I don't know if I can see anywhere where he's currently stated at. Also, this girl is on everyone's picture. Nasty. Alright, let's see. Who we have here? Journal isn't anything, because we haven't flagged anything yet. The Squadron log isn't saying anything, because I just started the campaign. It's... I can't see it right now. I need to hide my task list. My task list. Okay, so I can pull up this window. This is programmed on Java. That's why it has many problems. Yeah, I can see the time period I'm currently in. I hope that it will tell me later what's up with that. Okay, let's look at the intelligence we got. Opposing squadrons are number 2, Royal Flying Corps, number 10, number 12, number 16. So currently we are only facing BE2s and BE2Cs, which I can deal with. At least that's what I hope. The French have Spot 750 and Newport 17. And the number 70 Squadron has Surface Strutters. So the Spat 7 and the Newport 17s will most likely kill me. Or one of the BE2Cs will shoot me in the head. Which I expect. Yes, there 2, yes, there 3, yeah, that's all the yeses. At one point those will be tied together to the Jasta Bulke. But that day hasn't arrived yet. And if we're good enough, we can join them. Friendly keepers now. Werner Voss, known. Erwin Böhme, Manfred Richthofen, Karl Schäfer, Kurt Wolf, Karl Almröder. Those 4 guys are in our squadron, so that's nice. Good to have them. By the way, Schäfer means sheep, Wolf means wolf. So we have a wolf and a sheep. Haha! Very funny, I know. Okay, oh wow, here it is. It's 1st of February 1917. At least I hope it is. Could be American, so it's 2nd January. Oh, we'll find it out when we start the mission, won't we? Can take a look at intel. Russia is not very interesting. Channel is not very interesting because we are here. And we are stationed around here. Oh god, this is hard to control. So the music ran out, but I don't care right now. We are at level Dwarf. This is this big pink dot is us. Yasta 11, Schlaster 13, Yasta 19, Schlaster 21, Yasta 12, Yasta 2, Yasta 22S. Okay, I guess we will encounter them sometimes. And here are the guys we are facing. We are facing the number 54 Squadron Royal Flying Corps with the Subway Pup. Number 45 Software Strutters, FE2Bs and the Spot, Bazier DH2, number 3 more Software Pups and Newport 11s. I had Newport. More Software Pups. Yeah. 40 FE8s, also 2-seaters, and more Software Strutters, also 2-seaters. So I guess it can get very interesting very fast, because this is a hard counter we're up to. Well, that's war for you. Alright, let's see what our next mission gives us, or our first mission or our next mission. And our first mission is... I can't even see what it is. We are in the Albatros D3, a beautiful plane. I will show it to you, of course. Light cloud cover, high altitude, cloud layer is 3,349 meters. Wind speed is 2 miles a second. Wind direction is 255. So this is 0. This is 180. Church will come from the west. Escort our flight to the location near large target. Yeah, it's a large target. Accompany them until they cross our lines. Assigned pilots: Rainer Kunstam, Offizier Franz von Stolpen. Unteroffizier. We are not officer yet. Okay. We are the under officer. I can change some things around here, but I don't want to. At least not right now. I only have one guy with me, so keeping with him isn't going to be a problem, but we are only 2 guys and we are escorting bombers, it seems. Yeah, bomb. It says bomb. So we are bombing an enemy airport, and we are only 2 guys plus 2-seaters. Oh, this will be interesting. And let's hope we survive the mission. By the way, if I'm dying to something dumb, like my mouse isn't reacting, or the game is crashing, or it's minimizing itself, which can happen. I'm recording the whole thing here with OBS, and sometimes it produces errors like that. I will continue. Like, I will restart the mission. I will not accept the death if it comes this way. The only way I am accepting death is if I'm flying low and getting hit by anti-air. That's alright. If I'm at 2,000 meters and I'm getting hit by anti-air, I'm just calling bullshit and I will restart. And if I'm getting killed by enemy planes, of course, or gunners, stuff like that, or if I'm crashing into a tree while flying low. But, well, if I'm having a massive lag and suddenly I'm upside down 400 meters lower than I was before the lag, I will just restart. So that's just for your information. Don't call me out on that. And I see you guys in the loading screen. Bye bye. The hangar, people. Alright. Let's go, let's go, let's go. No, not quite. Because this is a simulator and you can't just play it. You need to show stuff. So I will be happy, you will be happy, and everyone will be happy. Okay, this is it. This is our Albatros D3. A very, very nice plane. I can show you some information on it. I don't want to read it out, but I will leave it up so you can pause the video at any time. Not any time, but while I'm showing it, and you can see what it is about. Let's zoom in a bit. Wait 5 seconds. tilt the plane around one more time, because this is a beautiful plane, if you ask me. Alright, next section. Look at these machine guns. Right here, this is a Spandau 0815. There's a saying in Germany, saying if you're saying something is 0815, you are referring to the machine guns, and you are saying that it's really not good. Because these machine guns were also used in the Second World War, and they couldn't keep up with the MG34 and the MG43. So that's where that is coming from. That is that where that is coming from. Yeah, right. I know English. Okay, have you seen anything? Everything? Not anything? I want you to see everything. There it is. Forward firing 2 LMG 0815 Spandau 7.92 millimeters, 500 rounds per barrel. Oh yeah! Those are quite heavy, by the way. Oh, so like 20 kilogram of ammunition. And yeah, it's an interesting plane. I will show it to you when we are at the field. So, my favorite skin is the Yasta 1 skin, just because it looks like a Wild Hog child. Ferkel we call it. That's the stripes. But of course we are Yasta 11, and the Yasta 11 is known for the red nose, and everything else is pretty standard. We also could go for Mr. Lothar von Richthofen, who is the brother of Manfred von Richthofen, and you might know this painting. So Manfred von Richthofen was known for flying the Albatros D3 and DVA, and not so much for the Fokker, but for some reason Fokker got much more popular. It was an awful plane all in all, considering they rushed to get a new version out as soon as possible, because the Fokker D3 had big problems when it came to going into a spin, going straight down, going straight up. So, like everything, they tried to copy the triplane, but that's a story for another time. We are talking now about the Albatros. So I'm taking the full machine gun with me, but I just need 70% of my fuel, because it was just tricked over there and back, and I don't need much of fuel for that. If I would patrol around the front, I would of course have more fuel around so I can stay out longer, but in this case I need to protect bombers, and yeah. I've activated the gun sight, because flying with the gun sight is always helpful. The anemometer, this thing here, von Wilhelm Morel, looks like, that is here on the outside. The high altimeter, bullet counter, thermometer, the clock, and I don't need the cockpit light because it's bright outside. Okay, let's start, and I see you on roll field. This time I will leave up the loading screen so you can see how long it takes. Yeah, nothing at all. Okay, my little friends, this it is. The D3. Everything done? Yeah. So, very distinctive in D3 is the tail section. Do you see this rudder? This is really unique. Only the Albatros has this kind of rudder. Yeah, let's ignite our engine with E. I hope the game sound is right now, because earlier it wasn't. So let's take a look around in our plane. So we got the pressure, manometer. This is all fuel related. Here's our watch. Then here's our fuel tank. Of course you know what that is. This is our rudder pedals. And this here is our radiator. You can open and close it. This is our heat, and we want to keep it below what is it, 90? 90 to 30 is okay. You don't want the engine to get too cold. And here's our speed, which is really not helpful. I prefer flying French planes and English planes most of the time for that reason, because you can always see how fast you are, and it helps you a lot, because the old planes tend to fall apart when you were too fast and diving down. And that is where the Albatros has its problem. The Albatros is an all-around good plane. It can out-climb most stuff, it can out-dive most... can't out-turn most stuff if you are using it right. But it has one big problem, is that it's really bad at diving. It will fall apart rather quickly, and if you don't watch out, you will overrev the engine. As you can see here, our RPM. If I go down, can't do it. Obviously, not too much right now. The needle will go all the way around, and it will overrev the engine, and everything breaks. Okay, where's our guy? And that's why I kept the symbols on, so I can always see what's up. There it is. Oh, this is a really nice winter section. By the way, I can show you the map. So we are around here. At the Dwarf-Elvish, I don't know. I guess French isn't my language. Like, not even my kind of language. And we are flying over to La Target and bomb the shit out of them. Hopefully hit the airfield a few times. This should work out. Okay, see, I probably should open the radiator. Yes, my engine is overheating quite a bit. Because it's winter, I have to pay attention a bit more. In summer you can just let the engine run. In winter you can't pull the radiator full open, because your engine will cool down too much. And then you run into problems. For some reason my fuel mix isn't working. I am now using the fuel mix keys and it's not adjusting. I need to look into that. What are you doing? Are you turning around for me? Yeah. Looks like you did. Okay, these are our machine guns. Pretty big things. At least they are quite accurate, actually, compared to the machine guns the British have on their planes. This is a nice thing, by the way. If I am leaning out to the right, I am hearing this on the right side. If I lean to the left, I'm on the left side. The head movement is really good in this game, and that's why I wish I could afford the track IR, but I simply can't. Yeah, if you have track IR or some easy ways to move your head around, use that. I don't even have a Kinect, which I heard you could hack in a way that you can walk with it on flying sims. Sadly, I don't have one. So sad. This is our hike, by the way. It's pretty easy to be seen. I would rather have this speed in here than my hike, because I can see the hike when I'm looking outside. But at least RPM is right where I need it, but also sideways for some reason. I never understood why. Oh yeah, they're plane. So I am going to autopilot now. Still loading machine guns. You have to do that manually, by the way. Oh, yeah. So this is the engine. It's outlying, as you can see. It's a normal engine, not a rotary engine. The British are like using, and the French also. So, when I started playing the game, I had some issues seeing the difference between the planes, and well, with time I learned it. And as you can see, the Albatros has some features that no other plane has. Like, this tail section. Trying to get the camera right. So this is Albatros from above. You can see the wings are almost as long as the whole plane. And when you see at the rudder, when you look at the rudder, you can see that the most of the rudder isn't movable. But then the end is looking kind of weird. Okay, I'm taking the outer part off so you can see what's happening here. You see that? It looks like some kind of fish. The Albatros itself isn't really like flying as you might used to in IL and that sort of games. It's more like sailing, really. But you have that in most planes, because you can't just push and force your way. You always have to keep in mind where the wind is coming from, what's up with the plane, how much speed you have, that kind of stuff. So another distinctive feature on the Albatros is the main section. It looks almost, well, perfect. It's exactly wind-shaped. It's all rounded up. This rudder, by the way. Oh, this looks interesting. See how the plane is tilting around? Yeah, it's done for being as smooth as possible when you're gliding through the air, and that's what it's flying like. The main wings are also rounded up on the sides. Like this plane has no edges, but the part you are landing on, everything else is round and smooth. And I guess that's what the creators had in mind. They wanted to make it as streamlined as possible, and I think they succeeded. Another cool feature, by the way, in Rise of Flight is the fact that the pilots are fully animated. Like they are blinking and everything. For some reason I can't zoom in further. Maybe I can with some tricks, but I can't use the tricks right now. And you can do stuff like this. You could pull your pistol, in this case my trusty Luger, and you will be able to see the gun on outside view. So if you're chasing a guy and let's say you are here and suddenly he's pulling his pistol, oh, you're not quite in deep trouble, but it could get problematic if he hits you. And I've been killed with pistols on multiplayer, and I've killed people with pistols on multiplayer. And it's not a thing you want to find out how this whole section works. Okay, this will be a really long fight, and most likely uneventful, because it's the first mission, and for some reason Pat Williams is never putting any direct position to you when you're flying the first time. We are on the way with Mr. Rainer Kohlstamm. His engine sounds like kind of off. Maybe he's slowing down so I can catch up. Because I was doing all the shenanigans. Yeah, have you seen how he was scratching his nose? That's what I'm talking about. And here they are, our bomber friends. These are Roland's C2As, I guess. Just a standard plane. No, not really. These things aren't standard. So the DWs are really good at flying high and at full speed. The Rolands are flying kind of low, as you can see. They have strapped bombs to the wings, and down there on the lower wing section you can see a part of the radiator. Then they have two radiators on the side. This weird exhaust, they have windows on the side so the bombers can see better. And look at this tiny little rudder compared to the rest of the plane. I'm not sure if I like it or not. It looks not really bulky, but it looks like it will fly as hell. And well, I'm not really a fan of two-seaters anyway, but I guess this thing it has to be a line with the worst you could try. So it's weaponry. As you can see, it has this single Spandau. Spandau. I'm not starting to say German things in English. Didn't even think about it. Oh, wow. By the way, Rise of Light has a really cool flyby cam. Smart line too, of course. That looks angry. And it's chilled. I'm flying to our meeting point, just around here. Then we're going over the front. If you never can find out in this game where you are, the front you can always see. And then you can look down at your compass and say, okay, this is west. I need to go east. If you're shot, always go east. Can't miss anything. You just keep going over the lines and then you search for an airfield or open space. Just look, most likely you will smash into the ground anyway. I haven't fully figured out how to land yet. I hope I can do that during the Let's Play phase, because it will be really embarrassing if my pilot dies every time, because oh, there. Anyway, if I turn the icons off, they look like this. White on white, and if I'm fully zoomed out, yeah, no chance of me seeing it. So that's why I keep it turned on. So I have a chance seeing it, and you have more fun watching it. Oh, by the way, I could turn on the simple gauges, and it would show me my RPM, the time, my MU and everything, which is maybe nicer for you to watch, but it will make the game a lot easier for me, and I don't really like it. Because I prefer playing it the right way, as in I'm diving behind the enemy. Oh, take a quick look how fast I am. Can my machine take it? You see right now I'm nearly 200 kilometers an hour. Yay! Which is really fast compared to cars in that during that time period. But well, it's not a speed you can take on during a long time period. I'm got ripped from my string of language because suddenly we are diving down and to the left. I'm still on the autopilot, by the way. It's much easier to talk this way. I still have problems sometimes finding the right words, and if you're fighting against your plane and trying to find out what the AI is doing while you're talking, it can get quite difficult. Alright guys, so we meet up, and I'm turning the autopilot off again, and I see you at the target. And back in the cockpit. Well, we are halfway over no man's land. Still defending those Rolands. There's some flak coming up. We are flying quite low, so we have to watch out for that. I don't have any mods installed that makes the flak worse, or tail gunners. I might install it at some point, but right now I don't have any problem with it. So our radiator setting is a bit too open. Right, our engine is getting cold. And here is the no man's land. Everything's bombed. You can see the artillery shells going off. I don't know if you can see the little lakes. Yes, you can. So if you have your symbols turned off on the map, you can always relate on this little puddles of water. I don't really think it's a lake. I think it's more like There's a big hole from artillery shell and now it's filled with rainwater. So we are now over the French lines. There are the trenches. And I have kind of a bad feeling. Because we are only 2 guys. If 6 other planes show up, we can do nothing but run. There's no chance we are able to defend this Roland. And I really don't want to die. This is Ironman mode. And I don't want to die on my first mission. Because that would be kind of embarrassing. I'm not really good at the game, but I'm not as bad as dying on the first mission. Oh well, it's not saying that the first mission is the easiest mission, but you know what I mean. I don't want to restart everything. You can trim out the plane, by the way. If I leave the joystick perfectly at 0, this will happen. Like he will keep pulling up and then to the left and then break down. Once I regain some speed, it will turn me up again. But at least you can do that for a while, while not worrying about your inputs. Woohoo! There's a balloon behind there. It looks like Mr. Windcamp is going for the balloon. I don't want to do that because we are really low, we are really slow. And I don't want to go for balloons with the wrong ammunition. Because most of the times you can only do one strafe. And if it's going up in flames, you have to worry about a lot of flak when you're doing the next pass. And considering you will probably die on your first pass because of all the flak, yeah, it's not worth it. At least not with 2 planes. If they have to worry about more than 1 plane, I need to open that. Really a little bit. Then it's possible, but not in this way. Okay, the bombing seems to start now. I maybe should switch over to our befriended planes. Here we go. Let's look at the map, even though it could tell me where enemies show up, and I don't want that. At least I can see where the target is. So sometimes the AI is bugging out in patch generator and also in the main game. That's always the thing you have to keep in mind. The AI isn't good from the begin with. Just patch generator makes it worse sometimes. And you have the thing that one plane drops his bombs and the other 2 are returning to base with their bombs still on their bellies, even if the first plane didn't hit the target. Oh well, could be worse. And here he goes. What is he aiming at? I don't know. There's a plane airfield. There goes the bomber off. So this was a miss. 2 misses. This Roland dropped his bombs. Okay, everyone dropped the bombs it seems. Well, let's go home. Because I really don't want to encounter someone that is capable of fighting us. If there will show up, let's say 2 Soppers Pops or a Newport, that kind of stuff, I would be very happy. But if there are like 10 Newports showing up, I'm going home straight. And I don't even care. Have fun with your war. I'm going home. Yeah, but I guess that this is for the mission. Most of the times the first mission is kind of easy going. Lay it back. Okay, looks like we won the airfield. Say fuck you. We are so good we can drop the bombs in front of your airfield and go home. You can do nothing against it. Like there isn't even flak around. Okay, a bit of flak, but nothing too serious. I guess you will later see what happens if you're getting into serious flak issues. Because then you're in trouble, man. Like you're looking behind and there are like 10 bursts going up behind you, coming closer every time. That's a moment when you need to start worrying. Okay, we are turning over them right now. That's what we're doing, so we won't be ahead of them all the time. Oh yeah, I really forgot. Okay, one of the biggest things with the Albatros, this is the exhaust. Like take a sniff. Ah, good. Fresh engine air. I don't know what you call it. Exhaust air? Something like that, right? So this is where the smoke is exiting our plane, and this is the reason why you're always leaving a smoke trail. On modern planes, not modern, but in IL-2 you are not doing that. And you are seeing a plane fly in IL-2, you will never see puffs of smoke going off. Just because the engine in World War II didn't work this way anymore. So yeah, I guess that was it. And I see you guys on a landing spot. Because this will take a while and nothing will happen. If something happens, of course, I will go straight back into the game. But right now, well, let's just fly home. There's the city, our hometown, so to speak. At least it's close to our airfield. Dwarf, it's called. It looks kind of interesting. This is two rivers going through it. 3 rivers. No, it's 1 river that is splitting up. But still, pretty interesting. You might heard that right now. If I'm turning up the plane for too long, the engine will cut out. Because the fuel gets pressed out of the engine. The best way to turn it off again is just going straight down. And always keep in mind, keep your throttle at bay when you're doing that. You can see how the RPM is directly reacting to the throttle. 0, 100. 0, 100, 0, 100. Yeah, you can do that for a time. For a time. You can do that for a while. So, there's an airfield, but I don't think that's ours. Ours is way back over there somewhere. There's the other city. And there's our airfield. Sometimes stuff is quite hard to spot. It's not the game's fault, obviously. It's mine, but it's still hard to spot. I'm going rather quickly. And my engine is too cool. I don't want to hurt the engine. Nothing happened in this flight, so I really can't just say it was the enemy's fault. That they needed to damage my plane. It's entirely my fault. I'm still new. You can blame me. This is my first mission. Over Commando. Kaiser Wilhelm should be proud of me. We did a perfect bombing run. Let's close the radiator a bit more. By the way, this radiator, it's kind of interesting system after going on here. So this is fully open. This is a bit closed. This is fully closed. It was high-tech back then. And if you're looking at these pipes, so what happens is the water is, or the oil is cooking inside here because it's getting hot. It's going up here, it's cooling down over there, and when it's cooled it goes down back there. And the way the measure instrument is working, it's where the hot oil is going up, or the hot cooling water, whatever you're using for cooling. In this case I think it's grease. And yeah, you can. That's where they measure the heat. when it goes up, and when it comes down it's cool again. So all these counters are really interesting, by the way. You have here the anemometer, which you can see is just a trolling thing, and it's just measuring how fast the air is turning it around. The bullet counter is quite high-tech. And other planes, like the DBA, which we will get later in the campaign, at least I hope I will survive long enough to get the DBA. How's our fuel looking, by the way? 30%, okay. They will just have this little clocks you're using to cook your eggs. Like it's just counting how many seconds you are keeping your trigger pulled and counts down from there. I think this is measuring the holds of the it's really hard to talk while trying to land. I'm not trying to land, but I'm trying to lose speed right now and not crash into something. I think they are counting the holes that are getting thrown out of the side. If I remember correctly, either that or it's counting the retracts of the bolt. If you want to see more about the machine guns themselves, not themselves, itself, Forgotten Weapons is a really good YouTube channel to find those kind of things. They are concentrating on old weaponry or not well-known weaponry, and they are taking a really in-depth look, talking much about the history, and they will take apart the machine guns, which I really think it's interesting. I'm not much into weapons. I owned a pistol once, legally of course, and I just took it out for shooting, and I left it at the range. I never had it at home. Yeah. But I think the whole mechanics behind pistols and machine guns are pretty interesting. So, but let's stop this talk because now I need to land. Landing with these old planes is pain. Really, really painful. Because you need to watch out for so much stuff. You need to watch out for your speed. You need to verify that you will land on a plain space. In the winter it's even more difficult because there's snow around, and I don't like landing on snow. I don't know if it's impacting the way you're landing, but I feel kind of bad and I have to do it. So what you're doing most of the time is you are coming over from that hangar and then land on this place, because that's the easiest way, because then you don't have to worry about smashing into the hangar, because you still have too much speed on the end of the runway. And I will show you how it's really done. So what we need to find out right now is where the windsock is, because I'm not able to see it. But for the right landing procedure you need to know where the wind is coming from, and you need to fly of course against the wind. That's pretty much also, by the way, you have to start. Some planes, like the heavier planes, are really hard to start if you're not starting against the wind. And some of the French ones are too, like the Newport 17. I hope we will encounter them at some point, because these things are looking interesting. They're really stunty, like they are very short and very wide and small. And their lower wing section is where they have their side rudders. Not like me here on my upper wing section. And I'm talking too much about other planes. I should talk about the Albatros. Yeah, but the Newport is really is an interesting plane. Okay, I couldn't find any windsocks, so I'm not quite sure where the wind is coming from. So I will try to land cleanly into the direction of the hangar, which is of course the wrong way to do it, but well, I hope I can pull it off. I'm not very good at landing. Most of the time I'll land on all 4 of my wheels. Not 4 of them, 2 of them of course. And then I'm turning and spinning around like a madman. Like one of these cartooners drifting around the city. I don't know if you have them, but we have them around here. There's a race starting at one of the traffic lights at least once a month. This was a smooth landing, and pull up to press this little thing into the earth so you lose speed. Yeah, let's taxi around a bit. That's where the rudder comes in. And I'm getting too much speed. Oh, can't counter rudder. Alright. Looks like we landed. And we are still alive. I'm kind of surprised. And that was it. First mission done. Bombed the airfield, didn't encounter a single enemy. But I don't care as much as long as I am alive. This was about it. This was my first mission. I'm really happy that I'm finally done with it. And I'll see you on the next part. Let's do the debriefing fast, even though nothing happened. Alright, let's select our victories, which of course were 0 because we had 0 enemy contact. This is the right support, I hope. And send. Okay, normally it should show now what happened during the mission. Well, it's not. I hate Java. It keeps crashing constantly. It messes up my screen. But well, it's a fan project. You can't say anything against it, I guess. Can I click anything? No, let's just end it. Yeah, that was a mission. Not much more to be said about it. Nothing happened. Really, we bombed the airfield, we returned. In reality, we would be really happy right now that we are still alive. Well, I'm kind of bored. I guess I have to live with it, right? Yeah. Our co-pilot, no, that's this one. This one? Okay, I guess he's also a bit sad that he still has 0 victories, and he also flown 5 missions. Let's, by the way, take a look into the simple config. No, it's set to medium. So, well, I hope we will encounter planes next time. The main reason I'm using the generator is to encounter more planes. Let's hope that will work out, and I see you guys on the next video.